Hey there, it is your friend Chris Luck. I'm the creator of AIville, which is the largest community in the world for people like yourself and me who are learning how to use AI. And today on this live stream, on a very sunny, what day is it? Wednesday afternoon where I'm at. So I'm in Southern Illinois and it's 70 degrees right now. And then in just a couple days, it's going to be like 30 and snow. So I've been outside trying to enjoy a little bit of the weather today. That's why it's also a little bit late. And it was going to be 1 o'clock, and then I moved it to 3 o'clock so I could just get some fresh air before we get started. But today is all about Suno V5 or version 5, which is going to be the best AI music generator that you can actually get access to. So if you want to do anything with AI music, or if you want to generate songs with AI, whether it be for yourself, whether it be for somebody just for fun, or if you actually want to do it for other people and get paid really well to do it, I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're just going to get started. So as always, I always imagine you're sitting right here next to me in my office, and I'm going to share my computer screen here in a second, and we're going to go through everything. But I'd like to take a second and do a shout out to everyone that's taking the time to be here live. So we have Ollie coming all the way in from Leicester Beach, and I saw some of you did show up at 1 o'clock and then just now hopped in. So thank you for being here earlier, then hopping in now. And we have all the way coming in from Atlanta, and we've got Dallas, Texas from Davitt, and we've got Chip Sanity is looking forward to this. We've got my mom and my dad are both here on their iPad, probably on the back porch, and we have another one coming in from Atlanta, and we've got Aaron saying hello. We got Wendy from Phoenix. So thank you all again for taking the time to be here. So without further ado, we're just going to hop right into my computer screen here. And like I said, this is all about Suno, and this is all about generating music using AI. And I'm going to break it down in a very, very, very simple way for you. So first off, what is Suno V5? Well, Suno V5 is going to be the best AI music generator on the market as of right now, Wednesday. No, I almost said November 18th, Wednesday, February 18th. And what you can do is type a sentence. You can get a full song with vocals and instruments. There's no musical training needed. You don't need to know anything about, anything with music. You just need to, imagine the kind of song you want to have. There's no studio, no equipment. It can work on any device. You can access this on a browser, but also you can access this on your phone. You could just go to your app store and type in Suno and download the app, and songs will come out sounding like real music, and it will blow your mind. So imagine for a minute, just think of Chat GPT, but for complete songs. And today we're going to have a lot of fun with it. I'm going to show you some songs I've already created. I'm going to show you how you can create your own right now, how you can do it for free. And I'm going to give you a whole bunch of different prompts you can use. I'm going to show you how to make money with it. And then I'm going to give you a master prompt at the very end that's going to allow you to really unlock the full potential of Suno that most people aren't aware of. So why it's the best AI music generator is that Suno recently raised $250 million at a $2.45 billion valuation, and 100 million people have made music on this platform so far. Warner Music settled a lawsuit with them, and then they immediately signed a deal with them. And they launched a full AI-powered recording studio that we can use, and I'm going to show you. And they're bringing in over $200 million in annual revenue, all from music made by AI. So this is not the future. This is actually something happening right now. And I want to show you how you can just jump into it and start using it immediately. Now, the Suno V5 update is their biggest model upgrade ever. And the audio quality went from good to just mind-blowing studio grade. Vocals now sound very human. There's real emotion. There's real phrasing. The instruments are all separated. You can get clean mixes out of the box, and the generation is 10 times faster than it's ever been, and you can get better songs in seconds. And you can actually have songs all the way up to 8 minutes on paid plans, and you can specifically tell it how long you want the songs to be. And then they have Suno Studio, which is something brand new, which is the world's first AI-powered recording studio in your browser. We're going to hop in Suno here in a minute, and I'll show you where all this stuff is. You're going to have a multi-track timeline, just like real production software. You can generate drums, you could add guitars, you could layer in extra vocals, all with AI just by using words. You don't have to know anything about music production. You could split songs into 12 separate tracks automatically. You can control tempo, you can control the pitch, you can control the volume on every track, and then you can export to any real music software you want. If you are more of an advanced user with music production, you can, start with Suno and then bring it into whatever else you want to use. And you can even record your own voice and build music around your own voice. You can auto tune yourself. It's everything you could imagine is here. Now, for pricing, when you go to suno.com, which you can see is on the right side of my screen here, you can get the free plan, which is $0 a month, and you're going to get access to their older model, which is Suno version 4.5, and you can only make 10 songs daily. But it's a great way to get started and at least have some fun and play around with it. And you don't have to, again, use it, their website, suno.com. You could just download it on your app, or like my mom and dad that are here, they have iPads, they can download on their iPad. And the pro plan is $10 a month. So with $10 a month, you can get access to the latest, most advanced Suno V5 model. You can get 2,500 credits a month, which is about up to 500 songs. And you get commercial use rights for new songs that you make. So you can make these songs and then actually, sell the songs to people. You can get standard and pro features. You can get personas. You can get advanced editing. You could split songs up to 12 vocal and instrument stems. You can upload up to 8 minutes of audio. You can add new vocals and instruments to existing songs if you want to kind of enhance them a little bit more. You get early access to new features, the ability to purchase add-on credits, and you're going to be in a priority queue where you can actually queue up 10 songs at one time. And then you're going to see they pump out really fast. Then there's the Premier plan. This is going to be if you want to take it a little bit further. For $30 a month, you're going to get access to Suno Studio. You'll have access to the latest, most advanced V5 model. You're going to get 10,000 credits, which you can generate up to 2,000 songs a month. And also commercial use rights as well. You get standard and pro features. You can also do pretty much everything else that you can get in the pro plan. You also, get in the Premier plan. You just get access to the studio, which is the big one, and the 2,000 songs. If 500 songs wasn't enough per month, then 2,000 songs can actually, bump it up a little bit. Now, before we get into actually playing around with it, I do want to talk about some important changes that are coming soon. So Warner Music, they did a deal, which means there's going to be big platform changes ahead in a good way. There's going to be new models that are going to be trained on licensed music coming this year in 2026. Current models will be shut down when the new ones launch. Free tier users will lose downloadability. Paid users will get monthly download caps. Songs made while subscribed will allow you to keep commercial rights. But as soon as, let's say you make a couple songs and then you're selling them, or you want to sell them, or you want to put them on Spotify or anything like that, you have to keep your subscription with Suno. And I recommend just getting in now and playing around with it before the rules change. And what's up, Susan? And thank you for showing up and saying hello. And then Wendy, I see your question. I'll get to questions at the very end. So Suno versus the competition, because there are, other competitors out there. Udio, which is UDIO, is another one. But Suno is going to be the best for complete songs with vocals very fast. You're going to get, with Udio, you'll get better raw audio quality, but you're going to have a much slower workflow and it's a lot clunkier. You have 11 Labs Music. They're trying to get into the game, but 11 Labs is going to be very good with more with voiceovers. And it's best for like instrumentals too. And also it can get really expensive using 11 Labs Music. Suno has 100 million users. Nobody else is close to that. And Suno has Suno Studio. Nobody else has anything close to that. And for content creators, if you want to get in the business of making songs for yourself or creating songs to share out there on social media or make songs for other people, I'm going to show you a lot of ways you can get paid to do this. Suno is going to be the clear winner. What's up, Patty? Coming in from Chicago. So who should use Suno? Well, YouTubers who need background music very fast, content creators that are just tired of stock music, podcasters who maybe want to create their own custom intros and outros, people with song ideas but no musical skills, freelancers who want to sell custom music, anyone who ever wished that they could just make a song and just have a lot of fun with it. Now, as far as how you can make money with Suno, which means making money generating AI music using an AI music generator, you can create custom songs for local businesses. You can sell intro music for YouTubers and podcasters. You can make jingles for ads and social media. You can create personalized birthday and wedding songs. You can make background music packs for video editors. You can do royalty-free music libraries for content creators. And just to show you how people are making money with this. If you go to, for instance, sell on Fiverr. Well, you can go to Fiverr.com, but you'll always see me when you see me talk about ways you could make money with AI during this AI gold rush going on. You're always going to see me talk about Fiverr because it's so easy for anybody to get started anywhere in the world. And you just go to sellonfiverr.com and you can become a seller. And then you just start putting up services that you offer. And then when people find you, and they'll buy your service. An example, let's say if I'm just went to fiverr.com now, you could type in, let's say, podcast intro. So if you wanted to make podcast intros for people, you can see there's people here that will do podcast intros, 7,000 reviews from 25 bucks. And a lot of people we can do podcast intro music because some people are voiceovers that are probably using like 11 Labs. But like this person will do podcast music intro and 143 reviews, 100 bucks per person. A lot of these will also do podcast outros. This guy will create a podcast intro with a voiceover and music. Again, they're all kind of offering the same thing, but they really just have, they position themselves a little differently. They have different portfolios. So it's real easy for you to be able to get into this. You can also, type in, jingles, and you can see people that are actually creating, jingles and like kind of funny theme songs and stuff like that. Someone will produce a funny theme song or a jingle for $295 and he has 198 reviews. So if you just take $295 times what was that? 198 reviews. This person has brought in over $58,000 just making funny theme songs and jingles. I'll show you how you can do this right now. But if you want to just kind of play around, just go to, again, Fiverr to just browse, or if you actually want to get in the business of doing this, you'd go to sellonfiverr.com to become a seller. So how you can get started using Suno V5 today, you go to suno.com and then you can sign up for free. So this is what suno.com looks like. You come here, and then if I hide my video here on the top right, you'll see where you can sign in or sign up. You just click on sign up and they'll walk you through the sign up process. You can even just play around with it before you even sign up just to see what is possible with what you could create. And then once you get in, I went ahead and upgraded to the $30 a month plan because I wanted to show you all the features it has so you know kind of what there is before you would want to get in and play around with it. So once you get in, on the left-hand side of the menu, you're going to see a button that says Create. You simply tap on Create, and let me zoom in so you can actually see a little better. And then where it says Song Description, again, think like ChatGPT. You just describe the type of song that you want. And what it will happen is generate two versions for you pretty quickly. And you can listen to both versions and you can delete the one you don't like, or you could delete them both. Or you can take a version you like and kind of iterate on it. And then once you generate, again, if you have the free plan, you generate 10 of these, then if you hit a limit, that's where you would have to upgrade to the $10 a month plan. But for example, if I just want, here, I'll show you. So make sure I have Whisper installed because that's what I like to use whenever I'm doing prompts and stuff. So you would say you could start off as like a beginner. You could do something like a 30-second funny jingle that is a theme song about Chris Luck going live on YouTube to talk about how to generate AI music. Country, fiddles, banjos, male and female vocal with a group singing along. Okay, so that's my prompt, and then I was just winging it there. But this is what's fun. So you can just go ahead and hit create, and then I'll show you. Let me go ahead and drag it over to where you can see it. So then you can see it's creating two songs right now. And already it's come up with the title, Chris Luck's AI Hoedown. And it's now going to start working on some cover art. It's going to come up with lyrics for you. It's going to come up with the vocals. It's going to come up with the instruments. It's doing everything. And as it's generating, you can hit play and then just kind of listen to it as it's doing it. But again, only count, you could probably count to 20 seconds and both songs are done. Like, look, both of these, this is a 37-second one. This is a 34-second one. Let me go ahead and hit play. and then you can actually hear what these sounded like just on the first go around.
Well, Chris looks clicking that go live sign. Got his coffee cowboy hat and way too bright side lights. Says y'all forget riders block tonight. We're making robots yodel till the morning light. Hey, Chris looks going live on YouTube, teaching your laptop the two-step two. Type a word, get a country tune. Fiddles flying through your old bedroom. Everybody sing. Hey, yeehaw! Group chat dancing in their socks and Crocs. Chris looks AI, hold down show where your playlist grows its own banjo. Whoa. Hey.
Pretty crazy. So that was the first one, and then it's going to take the same lyrics, but then make a totally different version, and then you can choose between the two versions. So we'll see what the other one sounds like here.
Well, Chris looks clicking that go live sign. Got his coffee cowboy hat and way too bright side lights.
Says y'all forget riders block tonight. We're making robots yodel till the morning light. Hey!
Chris looks going live on YouTube, teaching your laptop to two-step two.
Type a word, get a country tune.
Fiddles flying through your old bedroom. Everybody sing. Hey, yeehaw! Group chat dancing in the socks and Crocs. Chris looks AI, hold down show where your playlist grows its own banjo.
So there you go. Hopefully you're able to hear that. I've been having issues and with previous live streams where when I'm playing music, there's like a weird echo, and then I forget to unmute myself. But assuming you can hear it because we have Susan saying, "Oh my God, that's fabulous." Again, that was created with me just speaking a prompt and just that would be like a level 1 out of 10 in terms of creating an incredible song with Suno. So this is kind of what you would want to do just to, yeah, I got to change my hat. I should have had a country hat I could have put on for that. And thank you, Wendy, by letting me know that you could hear it. So this is, again, the best way to get started is to just sign up for a free account and then go to the Create tab to where you can then just start putting in, describing what you want. You have about 1,000 characters for how much room you have to do a prompt. So you can get really creative. And I was sitting just a couple days ago on my back porch, or my parents' back porch with my mom and dad, and I had my phone, and I had it hooked up to a Bluetooth Bose speaker that I brought over, and we were just telling stories and talking about life. And then I was creating songs about the stories we were telling as we were telling the stories, and it was so much fun. My mom said she's probably laughing so hard because the next day her side hurt. And so you can have a lot of fun sitting around and just enjoying doing this kind of stuff with people and doing it for yourself, doing it for your kids or your grandkids, and showing them what you can do, putting it on social media. But what's really crazy is you can get paid a lot of money to create songs for people if you kind of know how to take things a little bit further. And so to take things a little bit further, I've went ahead and put together 100 simple prompts that you could use to really just get your mind going with Suno. So these simple prompts would be like taking things to maybe a 4 out of 10. And then I have 100 advanced prompts for Suno that allow you to maybe get to like a 7 out of 10 in terms of your ability to be like a music producer using Suno. Then I have my Suno V5 interactive power prompt that I'll show you also. But I don't want to make this live stream, 4 hours long by reading all of these simple, the simple prompts for you. But I have prompts for you for if you want to do YouTube and video content, podcast and audio content, social media content, business and marketing, education, gaming, health and fitness, travel and leisure. If you want some freelance service ideas, I put some service ideas for you in here. So I'll show you where to get this document when we get to the very end. But just know that I got I've got the basic prompts, and then the advanced prompts would be if, for example, you have people that want to do YouTube background music. If you want to just get your mind going with how would you do like a happy cooking show, or how would you do a calm tutorial background, or maybe you want like an epic channel trailer. Like if you want to see the best way to actually, create incredible music using this, I've got all these prompts for you that are all in here just to kind of get your mind going. So there's 10 categories. There's 10 prompts in each category for advanced prompts, and then also for the simple prompts. Now, I'm going to show you something also that I put together. It took me a long time to figure this out, but it's a lot of fun once you start using it. It is my Suno version 5 interactive power prompt. So what this is, so this is all one prompt that you see right here. So I'm not going to read out loud. And to get these prompts and everything you see, it's all inside of AIville. And you're just going to go inside of AIville and go to the tutorials, find the Suno tutorial, and that's where this whole document is. But for those of you that just maybe want to pause and screenshot and pause and screenshot the recording of this live stream on YouTube, I will slowly scroll down for those of you that maybe are not a member of AIville and you just want to copy this prompt. So I'll tell you right now, screenshot, and then let me scroll down and screenshot, and then let me scroll down and screenshot, and let me scroll down, screenshot again, let me scroll down, and that's it. So that's how you can get the free version of this if you don't want to be a member of AIville. But I'll go ahead and copy it, and I want to show you what it can do. So what we'll do is we're going to jump directly into ChatGPT. And if you're inside of AIville, you can use ChatGPT inside of AIville. But if you're not a member of AIville, you could just paste it right here. And then you don't even have to say anything. Just copy and paste the prompt. That's the way I designed it. And then what it's going to do is you're basically going to talk to ChatGPT, and it's going to work with you and help you build the best possible prompt to get a level 10 out of 10 on the quality on Suno. And you can see here, I'll just walk you through how this would work. So it's going to start off after you just paste the prompt in. It's going to say, let's build your song in one sentence. What is this song about? And I'll say, Chris Luck teaching people on his YouTube live stream about how to make AI generated music. Okay. And then it's going to think for a second, and it's going to say, I love this already. This is about Chris Luck teaching blah, blah, blah. That's powerful. It's modern. It's meta. It's literally a song about teaching people to make songs. Has massive creative energy baked into it. This could feel visionary, empowering, revolutionary. All right, next question. Who is this song for? I will say my YouTube viewers on my live stream. I could use my Whisper app, but I just figured I'd type because I do really enjoy typing on my keyboard sometimes. And I was gonna say that's perfect. That's instantly makes this interactive and electric. It's not just a song, it's a shared moment, a community anthem. This could make them feel like they're a part of something better. All right, next question. What is the main emotion you want listeners to feel? Excited and, this is why I need to be talking instead of typing. Excited and amped up. And then it's going to say, let's go. So you want them to feel excited and amped up. That's high energy. That's heart racing. That's like turn this up energy. So this means the tempo, drums, hook, and vocal delivery can all drive adrenaline and momentum. This could feel like a start of something big every single time your stream begins. All right, next question. What genre or blend of genre fits best? Now, I like country music, so I'll just say modern country music. And then to say that's a win. Modern country music with hype energy. That's banjos with swagger. Big drums, hand claps, crowd chant vibes. So we're talking amped up, modern country with arena level energy. This could feel like Luke Combs meets a live stream launch party. All right, next question. Should it feel modern, nostalgic, cinema, or raw? I'll say raw. And it's all right. Raw is powerful. Now we're talking gritty, authentic, boots on stage energy, not polished pop perfection, like real people, real energy, live room intensity. This makes this feel honest and electric, like the mic is hot and the crowd is right there with you. This is going to hit. Next question. Is this more of a story or an anthem or a vibe? I'll do an anthem. So an anthem is like usually when a music artist has like their hit song that just everyone can't get out of their head. That's kind of what anthems are when you hear about that. So it means big chorus, big sing along, big repeat value. This isn't just background music. It's something that viewers actually want to chant back at you. It sets the tone every time you go live. Okay, this is building beautifully. Next question. What specific real life details should we include? I'll say, I don't want to include any. I just want Suno V5 to come up with those. Because you don't want, unless somebody has an exact, let's say you have a client or someone that wants very specific things to be included in the song, like their business name or a phone number or something like that, that's where you would include that. So it's now saying, okay, male, female, or duet. I'll say duet vocals. And then it's going to say, okay, the duet gives so much dimension. And the way I design this prompt, by the way, is when you're talking back and forth with ChatGPT, it's actually educating you about just music production. So not only are you just playing around with Suno, but you're actually taking it to a different level with actually learning about the decisions that you're making. So it's like, okay, big explosive chorus or subtle addictive hook. I'll say subtle addictive hook. Okay. And then it's okay, it's a power move, not screaming, but stuck in your head all day. That means tight phrasing, rhythmic mounts, maybe a repeated melodic that feels effortless, the kind of intro people they're going to hum without realizing it. So the last question, this seals it. What line or phrase absolutely must be in the song? Chris Luck going live on YouTube. This is where you would put in, again, a business phone number or whoever paid you to create a song for them. Or if you're wanting to make a song for somebody specific about a specific thing, that's what you can tell them to do. And then it's like, okay, Chris Luck going live on YouTube is perfect. It's direct, it's chantable. It instantly anchors the song to the moment your stream starts. That line can be the rhythmic spine of the hook. Okay, this is shaping up to be incredible. When you're ready, type build the final prompt. Build the final prompt. And then now it's creating the prompt that you're then going to copy and you're going to paste directly into Suno. Now, one thing that I have noticed is it will start by giving you a massive, massive prompt, because if you have the highest level of Suno, it does give you increased characters on your prompt. This is probably going to be way too long though. So, but I will go ahead and hit copy and jump over to Suno. And again, we're on where we can create a new song. So let me attempt to paste it in and then see if it says, if it's too long. And it is too long because the create is, when I move the button over create, it says description too long. The problem with this though, is that you don't know how many characters is too long. They don't show you that. So what you can do is come back and then say, Suno won't accept this because it's too long. Make it only 700 characters in one paragraph. Okay, so now it's taking it and it's going to dumb it down. Well, not dumb it down. It's going to compress it to about one paragraph. So now we're going to go ahead and copy that. We'll come back to Suno. And then when Suno does open up for longer details, then that's when you can actually copy and paste that more advanced prompt. Okay, so now it looks like even 700 characters is too long. So I just deleted a little bit. So it looks like you're probably going to be around 600 characters. So modern country anthem, 15, 25 seconds, raw live energy, driving drums, blah, 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 chantable, and we're just going to hit create. And then now, like I said, it's going to create two versions of this. And yeah, it looks like you thought it was I thought there was a 2,000 character limit also. And I actually programmed the prompt to give you a 2,000 character output because Suno, when I was using it the other day, I could put much longer prompts in there, but I can't right now. So they could be making changes on their end because they're always going to be tweaking and changing features around. Now, keep in mind, I do have the $30 a month Suno Premier plan, but I am on the simple song creation. We could go to custom. It looks like these songs are already, well, one's already ready to go. The next one's still being produced, but we can go to custom. And then this is, I was going to show you this, but I didn't want to make this like a 5-hour live stream. But this is where I saw some questions were coming in earlier, if there's lyrics or anything. This is if you do have specific lyrics, if you use like ChatGPT to make your lyrics for your AI song, this is where you can put them in. You could also put in your styles. You can have some advanced options. So you can, if you want more of like a step-by-step kind of builder that is where you can play with the weirdness and all kinds of stuff, you can do more of a custom approach. But I think, and I prefer just simple. And then because you can build the prompt somewhere else and then bring it into Suno. And that's kind of the best way to go about doing it. All right, so just looking at that, we'll go ahead and hear how Suno did with these.
Big, night, bright screen, female, new spark, same dream, all in, y'all, turn it up, feels like we can't get enough.
So you'll notice with that, there was a lot more depth. There was more vocals. There was more instruments going on. The beat was a very specific beat, and that is the difference from just pressing record on your voice and just speaking a couple sentences and be like, all right, let's see what it makes, to actually going through an interactive prompt and having it build something out for you. And if you want access to, again, this prompt that I put together, well, you could have just screenshot it. But if you also want the 100 simple prompts and all that, when you go into AIville, where it is you go to AI tutorials on the left, and then you're going to find the Suno AI music tutorial. And then this is where this guide is that I actually put together that has all the prompts for you. So now that you kind of understand the basics of Suno, I want to show you some things that are not on the tutorial, because I'm trying to make my live streams to start off where, within the first like 20, 30 minutes, I get through everything that if someone just randomly found this live stream browsing around on YouTube and they weren't here live, I want to make sure I just get them everything that they got, which is everything I had listed here. So now that that's done, we hit about the 30-minute mark. Now I kind of want to go a little like off script, or we'll call it like unplugged or uncensored, where we're now going to just play around with this thing live. And I want to kind of go off of questions that a lot of you might be having that you want to post in the chat. You can do that. And also let me know in the chat on like a 1 to 10, like how do you like where this live stream is going? Do you like the content? Do you like the training and all that? Because that's the only way I can get better, is to always be asking all of you, if you like it or not. So now let's just kind of I want to give you a behind the scenes, like pulling back the curtain on what their maximum plan looks like, so you can just kind of see what's here. And also some things, if you're just getting started with Suno, some things you might want to look around and pay attention to, because there's a book that I've been recommending a lot lately, and it's from an author he has 3 books actually, but this is a really cool one. It's called Steal Like an Artist, and the whole idea, this is Austin Kleon. The whole idea of this book, Steal Like an Artist, and these are really short books. It's really cool, like it's very visual, and he has a book that's Steal Like an Artist. He has one called Keep Going, and then he has another one called Show Your Work. But anyway, Steal Like an Artist, the whole idea is to take what's out there that is inspiring you. And it's like how artists, the really like legendary, artists out there, they didn't wake up one day and they're like, oh, I got this great idea, and then they just all of a sudden generate and make this incredible artwork. They get inspired from other things, and they're pulling bits and pieces from different artists to make their own. And I recommend anything that you're doing with AI, you should probably get that book. Just it's a fun read anyway. You can get it on Amazon. But the idea is to get inspired by what other people are doing, and then you look at the prompts on what they did to create their songs and their genres and all that. So, and thank you for everyone that's loving it and letting me know. So, all right, let me go ahead and go back to showing you, now that you understand like what Steal Like an Artist means. So when you come into Suno, you can actually take a look at songs they're going to recommend based off of, songs that you have made. They're going to recommend songs that they think you might be interested in. What I think is really cool is you can actually look at what's trending. So you could click on trending, and then once you get into doing this, you can actually make your songs just public for other people to listen to. And then you could start following creators that are actually on Suno, and then just listen to the music they're making. And I think that this is really going to be the next kind of level, and then the next kind of transition in the music industry is, instead of, you're still going to have the people that are creating music like in real life, but there's also people that are just going to be extremely talented with prompting in creating AI music, where you might want to follow AI artists. So Suno is doing, a great job with that, but you can come in here and look at trending. You can pick whatever type of language you want. You can see what's trending now, weekly, monthly, all time. And then you can actually click and listen to their songs, and then see if it's something that you like. So like this one, it says Taste Like Summer. It's kind of funk, like disco, synth pop. And you can even see different styles that you might not have thought about for your type of music. And you can kind of see what their lyrics are. You can see what people are saying about it. And then you can actually just hit play and listen to it. So you get the idea. Every possible genre you can think of is going to be here in Suno. And if you another fun thing, so that's one thing as far as like stealing like an artist is looking what other AI music artists are doing and what they're creating, and the ones that have a lot of views, but they also have a lot of likes and a lot of people that are leaving comments. You know that they've really hit like a struck a chord, and you can start getting some ideas from what it is that they did. Another really cool area that might want to look into that nobody I've never seen anyone else talk about is Suno Labs. So whenever you have these tools that have raised tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars, and they have a valuation over $1 billion. All of these tools and companies, they always have like a laboratory where they are demoing things that they may roll out to the public. So you can find Suno Labs right here. And then right now you can see they have a thing called a genre wheel where you can dive into different types of music you'd never even thought existed. And also you can actually see some live radio and chat with other listeners and stuff like that. But look at this genre wheel. So this is really neat. So you can actually roll the dice and it's going to pick a genre you probably never thought of. And if you like that type of genre, you can then hit create with V5 and it will take you into the editor and you can create an entire song around a specific genre. So let's go ahead and listen to a couple of these and just kind of, you can see what I'm talking about.
Just begun.
He's alive, shaking our bodies, feeling the jive. I saw my cast.
Underneath the starry sky, peace in a daily shore, blowing away gloom.
All right, looks like it froze on me. So I was trying to find one that I would actually like. I didn't like any of those because then I'm just landed on one that I don't even really understand what it is. But what you would do is then hit create with V5 and it will take you directly in to where you can create your song, and it's already preloaded with that type of genre. So you can take, let's say, your description for whatever, like how I was making kind of jingles about going live and things like that. You can take that same description, but then just pop it in using a completely different genre, and then you can make some wild music you never thought of. And if you are looking for inspiration for genres, now you've got the genre wheel, and then you can actually go look to see what everybody else has done. Some more advanced stuff that is actually inside of Suno is when you do upgrade to like the Premier plan, you have what's called Suno Studio. Now, I am not a music producer and I don't know anything about how to use stuff like this. So I'm not going to be the best to actually show you how to do this, but I will take my Chris Luck AI Hoedown song and you could just click on it and drag it in. And then now you have a full blown like music production studio. So I can take this and then I can start playing around with I want to, do I want to add a guitar? Do I want to add a keyboard? Do I want to add some sound effects to it? Or do I want to add some backup vocals to it? And then what's crazy is like when you're listening to it, you can just pick certain areas and then just say, I want to add, whatever. And then it's going to add it as another track. So you can get really creative and build just very deep, like multi-layered tracks. So again, you would have to kind of know how to use music editors like this. I don't. They do have a learn button I see up here on the right though. So you could click on learn and it will walk you through. Like if you want to add instruments, if you click on add instruments, it'll have a tutorial showing you how to add instruments. If you want to record your own audio or maybe, auto tune yourself and add it to something, you click on that and you can watch a tutorial on that. So they do have a good like step-by-step tutorial. And Aaron Gillespie says, there goes all my free time this month. I'm going to tell you, when you start using Suno, the most fun interactive way to get started doing it is actually on your phone. So just download the app on your phone and then you can just start like talking to your phone. It's like, I want a song about blah, 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 blah. And then in less than 10 seconds it's going to make the song, and you can have a blast with it. That's what I was doing with my parents a few days ago on their back porch. So that is Suno Studio. And let's see here. There's one other thing that I wanted to share, and that was the library. So when you go to the library, this is going to be your library of all the songs that you've created, with Suno. And then you can also build playlists. So if you want, like, whenever I go to my parents on their back porch and we're telling stories and we're making songs as we go, I'm going to create a playlist that is like, probably just called, back porch with parents. And then it's a playlist, then I can share that link with my parents, and then they can, even though they don't have to have Suno, but instead of like listening to a playlist on Amazon Music or Spotify, they can go listen whenever they like to all of these crazy songs that we made that were based off of real life stories that we were telling. So you can do that. You can make playlists for yourself. You could make your own like background kind of focus music for work, and you can build out all your playlists here directly in your library. You have your workspaces. So if you have, let's say I have very specific tools that I want to use. Like, let's say I always want to make sure it's country music. I always want to make sure there's fiddles and banjos, and I have all these presets selected. I could create a workspace that's like country music, or I could create a workspace that's like jingles. And then if you want to get into the business of, again, offering services by, offering all kinds of different music services for people, then let's say you want to do intros and outros for podcasts and all that, then what you can do is build your workspaces that have all the settings preset that are actually baked in there. Studio projects is, again, if you want to actually use the studio editor and you're kind of working on a project and then you bounced out, you want to come back and do it. This is where you would use the Suno Studio. Personas is if you want to create a specific type of persona. So let's say for all the country music that I would do, I want, a specific type of vocal. I want a specific, type of style. Do I want it to be funny? Do I want it to be inappropriate? Or whatever. And then you could create personas, and then you can just choose these personas when you're creating songs. So they make it real easy to where if you, again, are in the business of wanting to do this to provide services for people, you basically set everything else up once, and it's like your dashboard that you can come in and play around with. You also have cover art. So you can actually use AI to generate cover art. So you could also generate cover art that is animated. So you could use it to actually do text to image, and then I could just describe what kind of cover art I would like to have, and you can build this library of cover art. You could put cover art on your playlists, you could put cover art on your songs. This is where you would do that. Hooks is something that I haven't played around with yet. I think these are just like animated videos. If I hit create a hook, and let's say if I want to do like I don't know, Chris Luck's AI Hoedown. See, it says I need to upload a video or drag and drop one. So you can upload a video that it'll then kind of like tweak the video to go with the music that kind of goes on repeat. If you've ever watched on Spotify where some Spotify playlists and some Spotify songs, they have like these videos that are just kind of on this like infinite loop. That's my understanding of what a hook is, but you need to have that video to upload into there. And then you can actually see what other people's hooks were. So that is hooks. And then if you just want to search overall on Suno, like let's say you want to search for a specific type of music, or you want to see if what kind of jingles other people have made, you could search for songs, playlists, creators, or genres. So if I type in like jingles, then you're actually going to see, all the different songs and jingles that people have made, the creators that are making jingles, playlists all about jingles, different genres that include jingles. So you can have a lot of fun with the search feature if you don't want to just kind of openly browse their library. And that's pretty much it for Suno. It's really simple. It can get overwhelming if you just start clicking around too much. So that's why I wanted to make that kind of tutorial guide for you, just to show you when you come here for the first time, just make sure you just click create, and you're into where you can just describe what kind of song you want and then just have fun with it. But that's pretty much all I had for the Suno V5 AI music generator tutorial. So I hope you all enjoyed it. And then tomorrow, what I'm going to do is I will be back tomorrow. Well, I would say same time, but it's not 1 p.m. Central. It's 3 p.m. Central tomorrow on the 19th. And then I'm going to be showing off everything about 11 Labs, because I feel like since we're on the kind of like an audio kick right now, I showed you how to make songs in AI music generated songs. But if you actually want to do AI voiceovers, maybe you want to get into the business of offering like AI voiceovers for people, then 11 Labs is going to be the best possible tool for that. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And yeah, let's see here in the chat. If anyone has questions, go ahead and ask questions, because that's the great part of showing up live is you can ask me questions. Patty says, Chris, if we want to do jingles, for instance, can we see the prompts others who have made jingles? You can, if they've allowed, if they set it where the prompts are visible. So it's kind of like Midjourney. When you go look at images and artwork on Midjourney, and also if you look at videos on like the library of videos on Sora, like Sora.com, that are all like user generated AI type videos, it is some people can make their prompts public or not public. And I found a lot of people actually do keep their prompts private. But what you could do is just kind of listen to it a couple times and then just have in your mind what you're kind of wanting, or use that interactive prompt builder that I gave you. And then, because it'll walk you through like what type of music do you want? And you can be like, I need a jingle and I need it to be 27 seconds, because that's what your client said, and it'll walk you through exactly what you need to do. You're welcome, Michael. Thank you for saying thanks. Like sharks with laser beams, totally awesome. I'm glad you liked it. Can you use Suno to create music in any language? Yeah, so you can do that by, I can't remember. I'm looking real quick before I would share my screen. Did see there is an option somewhere. It's like in the custom settings. Whenever you basically have to go in the custom settings, and then you can choose the language you want the song to be in. And you'll notice that a lot of the trending songs that are actually on Suno, like on the trending section, there are a lot of different languages. And that's where I have to I don't know really any other language, so I have to choose English so I understand what these songs are. So yeah, you can definitely do that inside of Suno. And then can you create your own melody and have Suno do the inspiration, add your own voice later? Yeah. So that's what's really cool with the studio. That's where, if you want to do that, you would need the Suno Premiere plan, because then you could just create your own melody, or you can just use their simple like AI generator, their AI music generator, like you saw where I just kind of typed or talked. I attempted to type, but then I talked to. You could use that just to make a melody. And then once you have that melody saved like in your library, you could then go into the studio and drag that melody in as like one track. And then if you want, you could record yourself singing and import like an audio of you singing, and it will even make your audio sound better. And you can drag that in as a track. So you can pull in existing stuff that you might have, but you can also create each kind of layer on its own. You don't have to use the prompt builder just to build one prompt specifically. Can you get a reference tune to create from? So yeah, what I found, like in my earlier times, I started using Suno. So I love an artist, Zach Bryan, which is a country artist. And I would say in my prompt, I would say, create a country song in the style of Zach Bryan about blah, 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 blah. And then I do this when I'm creating videos or AI videos, or if I'm creating AI images, I will not just generate like one, I'll generate like 10. So in Suno, what you can do is like come up with your prompt and then copy it so it's on your clipboard. Or if you're on your phone, just like highlight the prompt and copy it, submit it, and you're going to see 2 songs generating. And then go ahead and just copy and paste, generate again, copy. Because remember, you can generate up to 10 at a time. But yeah, that's what you would do, is just say in the tone of Zach Bryan. And I would say out of 10 generations, 1 or 2 of them is going to be even very hard to distinguish from what that artist would actually sound like. So I was playing around with that the other day, and that was really cool. You're welcome, Wendy. So, all right. Well, what I'm going to do, since it's like, 70 degrees out right now, I have a dog that is named Minnie, and I'm going to take Minnie. She's a micro mini Bernie doodle. I'm going to take her out on a walk before dinner. And then I got some more stuff. I have to do like a private Zoom meeting tonight. So I'm going to be doing that. But anyway, that's what's on my list for anyone that wants to know, what I'm up to. But I want to there she is again. Sorry. I want to just take this moment and just say thank you for taking the time to show up to my live stream. If you can, if you did like this, go ahead and hit like. for me. And please share if you want to share it on social media, because the more likes to views that I get on my videos, I will do more like that. So I'm trying to get better every time I do these live streams. I think this is live stream number 51 on my YouTube channel. So I'm still like a baby on YouTube, and I got to get better at this stuff. So the only way I can get better is just ask for your input and feedback, and sharing and subscribing and all that stuff. So if you want to do that, I really appreciate it. And thank you for all of your support. Wendy says, "How did volleyball go yesterday?" It went really good. They actually, I feel like my youngest daughter, she has volleyball all the time. She has school volleyball, but then she also has like traveling, like club volleyball. Her club volleyball team crushes, and they actually made it. They were undefeated all the way up until it was a 3-day tournament. And the very last day, the first team they played, they lost, so then they're knocked out of the tournament. But they were doing great up until then. And then her school team, she had her 8th grade celebration night last night that we went to, and the team they played, they like murdered them. I kind of felt bad for the other team, but it's 8th grade, and the only way you can get better is play teams better than you. So at least for the other team, I know they saw a good team, so hopefully they get a little better. And I'm glad that I made it fun for you. That makes me proud of myself. And then you're welcome. Thank you for letting me know that you're all appreciating it. So cool. Well, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for everything. And then I will see you on tomorrow's live stream if you happen to be here tomorrow on my 11 Labs live stream. If not, I will probably see you around somewhere on YouTube. Bye for now.